Hi, Brianna here, and I will be covering Methodism as a Christian denomination and its importance in American history. Methodism remains one of the most powerful religious movements in American history. It helped in the emergence of the United States as a republic. And according to Nathan O. Hatch in his article, The Puzzle of American Methodism, Methodism went through an explosive growth between the Revolution and Civil War, and its importance was shown throughout the years of the Second Great Awakening. The most important was the growth of the Methodist Episcopal Church. And there were three themes that Americans were captivated by, according to Hatch's article: God's free grace, the liberty of people to accept or reject that grace, and the power and validity of popular religious expression, even among servants, women, and African Americans. Methodism in America transcended class barriers and empowered common people to make religion their own. They also proclaimed the message of individual freedom, autonomy, responsibility, and achievements. Through this, more African Americans became Christians in 10 years of Methodist preaching. Methodism's success was in bridging ethnic and language barriers. They introduced lively gospel music and vernacular preachings to German immigrants in Pennsylvania during the 1830s and 1840s. Francis Asbury was a Methodist and the founder of Methodism, who helped spread the denomination in the East and eventually to the West. It served as a powerful symbol that the wall between gentleman and commoner has been shattered. It also served as a symbol of social mobility and a beacon of aspiring respectability. According to Hatch, Methodism also inspired more women to pursue roles in public leadership, praying, singing, and witnessing their own dreams and visions. They were able to be active and involved in class meetings and were provided leadership roles within those meetings. According to another article written by Richard Carradine, An Examination of Methodism and the New Measures, during the Second Great Awakening, Methodism was wholeheartedly a revival movement and had been born out of revival. The denomination was important because it had the ability of all men to search for and find salvation, and from it, readiness to appeal to the poorer classes in American society. The Methodist Episcopal Church grew because of this. The denomination was mostly in the West and Middle Atlantic states, but by 1830, it penetrated into New England. And through Methodism, it was more rural and Western. It was a more rural and Western denomination during the time of revivals. It played an important role, however, in the emergence of urban revival movements of the late 1820s and 1830s. Another important aspect of Methodism was that it had been unable to do without stress. They were able to introduce frontier revivalism into the eastern cities in modified form very soon after the development in the West. According to the article by Carradine, Charles Finney was influenced by the Methodist revivals that took place to further their denomination in the East. Francis Asbury, being the founder of Methodism, played a significant role in the development of the denomination of Christianity. He was convinced that preachers should go where the gospel was most needed. According to Mark Knoll, in our textbook, he used the Methodist pattern of organization of local classes, preaching circuits, and general conferences to further the growth of the denomination in the frontier lands. An important aspect of Methodism to look at is that it flourished better when its energies were dispersed in rural camp meetings and countless local classes of ordinary believers. Francis Willard was a Methodist and a founder of Women's Christian Temperance Union, advocating for prohibition. There were also a number of presidents that were Methodists, like Rutherford B. Hayes, William McKinley, and Theodore Roosevelt. Methodists were also part of a number of Christian missionaries like the Young Men's and Young Women's Christian Association, Christian Endeavor, and the World Student Christian Federation. By 1870, Methodism was the largest Protestant denomination. John Wesley, Jason Lee, Peter Cartwright, and Burton Randall are just a few of the influential Methodists that helped spread this denomination not only in the West, but also in the East. The emergence of Methodism within American history, it is one of the most powerful of the Protestant denominations, and it still flourishes today.